Have you ever stopped to think about the scaffolding of your day, those little things you do over and over, your routine?
Yeah, it's funny how they work kind of behind the scenes.
Exactly. They shape so much focus, energy, even just, feeling calm, but often quietly.
Absolutely. And it's the buildup, isn't it? These small actions, they quietly turn what you intend to do into, well, what actually happens, often without us really seeing the design.
Which is precisely why today we're doing a deep dive into this whole world of personal routines.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at an essay called A Well-Ordered Life, My Daily Routine.
Okay.
It's this really detailed, first-person story of someone's structured day, gives you a real window into how they handle their time, their energy.
Right, a specific case study. So the idea for you listening isn't just to peek into this one person's life.
No, definitely not.
We want to pull out the principles, right?
Right.
What makes any routine actually work? Find those maybe surprising bits of insight you could use.
Yeah, things that might help you rethink your own daily flow. It's not about copying someone else's schedule.
Not only.
It's about understanding the architecture underneath. So let's start with the author's basic thinking on routines. What's their philosophy here?
Well, they set it up pretty clearly. Routines aren't just, checking off boxes. They're the basic, small, repeated actions that actually give shape to our lives.
Shape our lives. Okay.
Yeah, they see them as key tools for staying organized, managing time, and keeping that sense of balance, which is crucial.
And it sounds like it's deeper than just the practical stuff. The author seems to say a routine shows more.
Oh, definitely. They make the point that your routine, even if it seems simple, really reflects your habits, your priorities, even like your personality.
Huh, like a self-portrait almost.
Exactly. Which makes looking at this one so interesting, I think. It shows that a good routine isn't just about being super efficient.
Right.
It's about lining up what you do every day with what you actually care about.
Yeah.
Shows where you put your energy, how you invest your time.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual day. Because this is where the ideas, hit the road.
Let's do it.
So our author usually starts weekdays at 6:30 a.m. And they admit up front they are not a morning person.
Huh, okay, relatable.
So that alarm clock, it's essential for consistency, non-negotiable.
Right, and those first steps sound quite deliberate, not just jumping out of bed.
Yeah, it's a sequence, a bit of stretching, wash face, brush teeth, and a quick warm shower. More for refreshment, it seems.
Like a gentle activation, not a sudden shock to the system. It kind of eases them from sleep into being awake, maybe cuts down on that immediate, what do I do now feeling.
Then breakfast, and this part sounds, quite mindful. A light meal, oatmeal or toast and eggs, tea.
Yeah, standard stuff.
But they pair it with a short podcast or some relaxing music while eating.
Ah, so it's not just shoveling down food. It's about setting a mental tone, too. Priming for the day.
Seems like it. This sort of deliberate, quiet start feels important. They avoid, grabbing the phone first thing.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Resisting the digital pull.
Yeah.
So by 7.3 year, they're checking their schedule, packing their bag.
And they leave home around 8:10 a.m. Commute is 15-20 minutes by motorbike, so it's all quite automated, a low-stress start.
That idea of reducing decision fatigue right at the start,
Yeah.
that seems key here.
It does. Okay, so work. Kicks off at 8:30. They're an English tutor.
Right.
Focusing on practical skills, listening, speaking, communication. Mornings usually mean 2 or 3 90-minute classes. Interactive, engaging stuff.
90 minutes is quite intense, so breaks must be important.
They are. Short breaks for water, checking emails, looking over lesson plans. But here's something interesting.
Oh, yeah.
In those breaks, they also work on their, side project, a passion project.
Ah, okay. What is it?
They prepare materials for a YouTube channel, Listening AtoZ, making listening practice videos.
Wow, okay. So they're weaving that creative work right into the structure of their main job.
Exactly. It's not just about the job. It's about this other thing they care about. That's a neat way routines can be more than just efficiency, right? It's self-expression, too.
That's a really powerful example. Okay, so after the morning classes and YouTube prep, lunch.
Lunch is at noon. Simple food rice with veggies and chicken or noodles. Practical.
Makes sense.
And then a definite mental reset, either resting or taking a short walk. Clear the head.
That little pause
Yep.
probably helps avoid that afternoon energy dip we all get.
Smart.
Keeps the focus going for the afternoon tasks.
Yeah. So in the afternoon, it's either more teaching or they shift fully into content creation for the channel.
Got it. So dedicated time for recording, editing, scripting.
Exactly. And they also make time to engage with their audience comments, messages from students, viewers.
Building that community aspect too.
Right. Work wraps up pretty sharp at 5:00 p.m., sometimes a stop for groceries or errands on the way home.
Okay, so clear boundary there. Then the transition to evening, how does that look?
It seems like a very intentional shift. Home around 5:30, a short break first, just to unwind.
Decompress a bit.
Then it's family time, helping make dinner, eating together around 6:30. And this is highlighted, it's a favorite part of the day.
Ah, that connection piece.
Yeah, dedicated time for conversation, just being together, that feels really central to their well-being.
That intentional shared mealtime, yeah, that's huge for many people.
Yeah.
What about after dinner?
Kitchen cleanup,
Yeah.
then it's personal enjoyment time, reading, watching a documentary, maybe practicing a new language.
So a mix of relaxation and maybe some gentle self-improvement.
Seems like it. And importantly, they actually review their goals and reflect on the day, what they accomplished.
Conscious reflection. That combination, chores, connection, personal growth, that's a really nice blend. So how do they wind down for sleep?
That starts around 9:30 p.m., turning off bright lights, putting the phone away that's explicit.
Ah, the digital sunset.
Yeah.
Crucial.
Then calming stuff, journaling, maybe listening to soft music.
Setting the stage for rest.
The goal, bed by 10:30 p.m. to get that solid 7-8 hours of sleep.
And they really stress why sleep matters.
Oh, yeah. They say it's essential for focus, energy, even staying in a good mood. It's not just tacked on. It's presented as, like, the foundation that makes the whole routine work.
Okay, so that's a pretty packed, very intentional weekday. How do they avoid burnout? What about weekends?
Ah, good question. The weekend is deliberately different.
A counterpoint.
Exactly. It's described as much more flexible, a clear contrast. They usually wake up later, 8:00, maybe 8:30 a.m.
A bit of a lie-in. Nice.
And the whole point is rest, recharge, and doing things they just can't fit in during the week.
So not just unstructured chaos, but intentional freedom.
Pretty much. Activities are things like cleaning, laundry, maybe some special cooking, time with friends or family, going for walks, exploring.
The everyday life stuff plus enjoyment.
Right. And sometimes they might still work on personal projects or take an online course, but it sounds much more optional, driven by interest.
So it strikes that balance. Structure during the week for productivity, but deliberate freedom on the weekend for well-being and exploration.
Yeah, it shows they understand routines aren't just about grinding, but about being sustainable long-term.
Which brings us back to why they think routines matter so much. We know about organization productivity, but they dig deeper, don't they?
They do, and this is really interesting. They specifically say routines cut down on stress.
How so?
By reducing the need to constantly make decisions all day long.
The decision fatigue thing.
Exactly. Knowing what's coming up, when you'll do things, it saves mental energy. That's a huge insight, I think. Managing your daily energy.
It really is. Optimizing those small choices frees up your brain for the harder stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just about managing today, right? It's about building momentum.
Yes, they talk about how small, consistent actions, like reading a bit each day or practicing that language, they add up to big results over time.
It's that compound effect in daily life. Tiny gains accumulating.
You see it in their routine, those little efforts done consistently snowball into real development.
Which makes you think, maybe the real challenge isn't knowing this works, but actually starting and sticking with those small actions when life gets messy.
Absolutely. And the author actually gives some tips for building a better routine, which feel very practical.
Good. Actionable advice. Let's hear it.
Okay, first, start small. Don't try to change everything overnight. Makes sense, right? Incremental changes stick better.
Definitely. Avoid the overwhelm. What's next?
Be consistent. Try to do things around the same time each day. That helps build the habit.
Okay, consistency. But what about when life throws a curveball?
That's the third tip. Stay flexible. Life happens. Adjustments are okay. It's not about being rigid. It's adaptable structure.
That flexibility piece is so important. People often forget that. A routine that breaks easily isn't useful.
So true. Fourth, they suggest tracking your progress. Use a journal, an app, whatever. It gives you feedback, a sense of achievement.
See the progress. Stay motivated. Okay.
And finally, reward yourself. Celebrate the small wins. Helps keep you going, reinforces the good habits.
Start small, be consistent but flexible, track it, and reward yourself. That's a solid toolkit.
Yeah. So if we pull it all together, the main message from this well-ordered life essay seems clear. Routines, like this one we explored,
They provide structure, they help you focus, they maintain balance.
and ultimately they add to your happiness, help you live a more meaningful life.
Yeah,
So for you listening, this detailed routine, these tips, there's a lot to chew on.
definitely.
Think about how these ideas might apply to your life. The power of those small, steady actions, or the benefit of cutting down on daily decisions.
Or that crucial balance between focused work and real personal enjoyment. How does that resonate with your own habits, your goals?
It's never about just lifting someone else's schedule whole.
No, it's about understanding the principles underneath that make any structured approach work well for you.
Exactly. Which leads to a final thought to maybe ponder. If a good routine isn't just about imposing order on chaos, but about smart design,
Hmm.
could it be that the flexibility we deliberately build into that order, could that be the real secret to lasting freedom and maybe even deeper personal growth?
Interesting question. Something to think about.